You're now listening to the Loud Talk Podcast, powered by Hustle Killer.
You're listening to Loud Talk Podcast, powered by Hustle Killer. It's motherfucking Bernie Mac. You listen to motherfucking Loud Podcast, motherfucker. Yeah, man. We here, man. Loud Talk Podcast, man. Episode 12, Season 3, man. We're about to wrap up this season and move on to Season 4. But today, I got a very special guest, all right? He's making his buzz. He's making his rounds. You're hearing about him here. You're hearing about him there. He's a comedic rapper, but he got bars. Don't ever get it twisted. His name is Mur Mayo. What's going on, baby?
Hey, what up?
How you doing? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
You already know.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
so I'm gonna try to do this on the Instagram. I don't do these
Let's get it
Instagram
for the
lives
gram.
holding my phone,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
some it's for my live audience.
You got it.
Yeah, you know what? You hold that. Matter of
Word.
fact, word. That's even better.
And I got to introduce new to the Loud Talk Podcast. What could be permanent. They might start their own podcast. Who knows? To my left, I got the homie Syph. What's going on? GTTB.
What up,
to,
what up, what
to
up?
my far right, I got the homie D-Block. What's going on? What's going on? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we got Mur Mayo here.
Hell yeah.
I think one of the first things I wanted to address is I like to get people comfortable with our guests. So where are you from and how old are you?
So I'm about to be 38 in April.
Okay.
No cap. And I'm from North Cambridge.
Cambridge.
5'4" all day.
Let's go.
I'm actually from the same city as Millie's.
Okay.
Let's get this clear.
Shout out to
'cause
Millie's.
I've done security jobs where I've worked for music events. There was no lie. There was this one time Millie's came. I was watching the tour bus for Don Toliver. Millie's came to support Bia.
Yeah.
Little man next to me who's trying to get the COVID test. This is back when COVID happened and everything.
God. Yeah.
So little man, right? He's like looking at me and looking at his pops. He looks at his pops and he goes, "That's Millie's from Brockton." And I'm standing right there. I'm like, "Nah, that's Millie's from Cambridge." But
yeah.
it's all good.
Gotta
You
get
like
it
you
right.
like 9-10 years old. I can't get in the way
Yeah.
of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm from Cambridge.
Word.
I'm about to be 38 in April.
Okay.
My birthday is the same day as the marathon bombing, actually. So yeah, tax day.
That's a rough
Pay
day.
your taxes is all I ask, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So, one of your most recent releases was the White Chocolate Mayo album?
Yeah.
That's out now, right?
Yeah.
Doing a few things. I noticed that on YouTube, and check out his YouTube, Mur Mayo, M-U-R-R Mayo. And there's a lot of different pages
So there's
dedicated to you.
There's like 2 YouTube channels.
Yeah.
There's the Mur Mayo channel that I don't have control of anymore.
Okay.
Funny story. I dropped my phone in the soil. We all been there.
Oh, yeah.
But-
definitely
We all been there.
Yeah,
we all been there. You
Yeah.
lost your whole. You have to reset everything.
Right.
So I created a new YouTube page. It's original Mur Mayo. My Instagram is also original Mur Mayo. Only
Yeah.
difference is the underscores in between the original and the Mur.
Okay,
Between
yeah.
the YouTube and the Instagram, basically.
Right, yeah. So check him out on Instagram.
But
It's
like
official Mur Mayo.
Yeah, I used to be on Facebook. Never fucked with Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My bad. Is swearing even allowed?
Of course.
All right,
This
bet.
is a love song.
Never
Yeah.
never fuck with Twitter, none of that
Loud
shit.
and proud,
Like
man. Go ahead.
I got a TikTok out there. I don't control that TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm not really a fan of TikTok. I've
Yeah.
heard too many things about
Yeah,
TikTok.
we talked about that earlier. You prefer Triller, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm not really like I have no issue with like, you know, what the Chinese want to do, but when it comes to my data and all that, I'm good.
Yo, shout out to
I'm
my-
super good.
shout out to my
I've
Chinese,
actually
yo.
been more a fan of Triller than TikTok. I feel like a lot of music artists go to Triller.
Yeah, definitely.
To just do their little
Definitely.
karaoke music videos of their own
For
shit.
sure,
so
for
like
sure.
Triller is probably the way I'm gonna go if I have to go between TikTok or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'll put
yeah.
it that way.
Yeah, I like
But yeah,
Triller.
right now I just got the Instagram, the YouTube,
Yep.
and that's pretty much it.
You're
I
also
got-
on Spotify, though.
I'm on Spotify.
Yep.
I'm on all those platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to retrieve that Spotify, so like I was able to retrieve my United Masters, my Spotify. So all the audio drops, all the like tapes and everything are still be on those platforms as Mur Mayo
yeah,
either way.
Yeah.
And I'm the only Mur Mayo on Spotify and all platforms.
Yeah,
so
you are. When I look up that name, the only other guy that comes up is the Practical Jokers guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
Mur, yeah.
All right. So this is the funniest story. Like the way this even came up. First, it started with Mur,
Yep.
and my boy, my little big bro. my homie, like, this dude was like, you look like this dude from Impractical Jokers. And this one I had short hair and I was clean shaven and all that.
Yeah.
That's why I started keeping the beard and all that and the longer hair, because I was like, I don't want to look like this dude. Like, no disrespect to him, but I don't want to look like this dude if he's compared to anybody.
Yeah.
So, like, from there, my boy, this dude Slim Papa was the one. We was drunk one night and literally the name Mermayo came up in a car. We was like smoking some blunts. We was chilling. This dude looked at me. He was like, bro, I think you should call yourself Mer Mayonnaise. And you should go get yourself a Miracle Whip pendant. And from that point on,
That's hard.
that literally was what changed the whole
Spectrum,
that actually created the direction I was gonna go in, because that's when I found the avenue I could go in.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna lie, like when it comes to comedy rap, it's like stand-up comedians. It's like any comedians in the world. Like, we're not necessarily the happiest people, but we deliver the happiest, fucking funniest shit that we can.
Facts.
So what what kind of like inspirations do you have as far as like the comedic side?
Yeah, we're gonna get into this one, but Bizarre is one of my biggest inspirations.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna bring that up too.
We will get into Bizarre.
Definitely.
But besides Bizarre,
shout out to the big homie, yo. What up, big bro?
Slim Shady, Eminem. I gotta be particular about that. Slim Shady, Eminem.
Be careful with that.
Redman.
Yes.
Redman was the first rapper I ever listened to.
Hell yeah.
Dudes like Too Short, Mac Dre.
Yep.
Even dudes like Lil Dicky.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
Shout out
even if
Lil
you
Dicky.
search,
Lil
even if
Dicky's
you
dope.
search through the arsenal of it, like Mac Miller had some funny ass songs too.
Okay, yeah.
He had a lot of drug laced songs, but they were funny.
Right.
Like I can relate to Mac Miller more than I can relate to Eminem. But I come from a time where I grew up with Eminem and Vanilla Ice, and I didn't have a Mac Miller in my arsenal to listen to.
Yeah.
So I grew up at a time, like, I'm from the 80s, so like I grew up at a time where there was Biggie, Pac, Redman, you name it, like KRS-One was still relevant, like
course.
Scott LaRock, all these dudes were still relevant in the 80s, and all these dudes in the early 90s were leaning on these dudes in the 80s with their entertaining bars and their funny, like, little gimmick things they did in hip-hop and everything, you know? So the comedy aspect, the entertainment aspect's always been there. But the difference is like what I'm trying to do with it is I'm trying to make a comedic, offensive, shock value music, but I'm also trying to make some real shit at the same time. Like, because my life is not laced with all funny moments.
Yeah, of course
and
not.
that's the thing that people seem to forget when it comes to comedic rappers. It's like, you think we have the greatest lives in the world. We have some of the saddest lives in the world. We go through the most shit. So the only avenue that we have when it comes to music is like it's like therapy. It's like going to a therapist and sitting down.
Facts.
And you lay down on that flat couch and you're sitting there and you're like, I just wanna get all my problems out. But the only way you can do that, the only way you can maneuver that is by being funny.
Right.
It's the only way you can cloud all that negativity,
Laughter is the
unfortunately.
best medicine.
Yeah.
And like I've grown up in a world where I've been about positive energy and shit, but not everything in my life has been able to be part of that positive energy. So I still try to always reach back to that positive energy if I can and all that stuff.
Right.
So like comedy rap is a serious thing, and I don't blame any of these rappers like Lil Dicky and them who go away from it. I think Weird Al is like the only one that has stuck to that parody comedy route.
Legend. He did it super professionally.
I mean,
people consider him like an actual artist, like any other artist out there. You know what I'm saying?
And the funny thing about him was like he took everybody's songs and ran with it.
Right.
I take everybody's styles and run with it in my own way.
Okay.
But I create original music. So Weird Al created original music, but he did it based around like what every artist is doing right now,
popular,
which is breaking copyrights. More importantly, like they think they can just take this dude's track or a Pooh Shiesty track or something, and they can copy that, and they can do what's it called, a cover. Yeah, it's a cover. They can do a cover of that, and they can do their own original cover. But the thing you're gonna come to find at the end of the day is, like Glorilla found out, like you're not gonna make any money either way.
Right.
And the Glorilla situation is a little different than what I just said, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you come to find the same realities that you're not gonna make money off of being like, unless you performing at bars and live hotel shows and all that. You as a cover artist, you're just gonna make it only so far.
Yeah. So you said Bizarre, which is one of your inspirations, and that's the big homie. We actually got to link up with him, and I did a track with him, and he came out here. We did a show out in New Hampshire. But you got the Grandma Boys remix, right? That you did with him. So you actually pulled up to Detroit, right?
So this is how it went. This is how I always do my tracks with features. Like the way I go about it is, I go and I record my session first. I make sure that the beat's good to go, that I have at least if not a full stake of the ownership of the beat, a partial stake.
Right.
So with these features, every way I've tackled it since Bizarre is like literally like I have to own this track. Like I have to own 2/3 of this track no matter what.
Yeah.
So with the Grandma's Boy, I already own the original. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to make a remix, and I didn't know who to throw on it. So then it just kind of hit me. It was like, this dude Bizarre would be kind of perfect for this. Like, like dope. I'm kind of inspired to make this track because this man talked about putting grandmas in the basement and tying them up. And,
all types of wild shit. Yo.
We don't have to get into everything Bizarre. Like, believe me.
It's been like over 20 years
no,
of
we'll
wild
get there.
shit.
No, we will get there. Trust me. Because this is all tied into it. So I made the track. I sent it his way. I paid him the bread. So Bizarre and his manager are pretty cool people. I'm not gonna lie. Like on a personal, not on a non-business end, like Bizarre is a cool person to talk to get to know everything.
100%.
Work ethic, we'll get there. So
he goes on.
I made the track. I paid him the bread. He sends me his end back. I did all the paperwork, the split sheet paperwork, the royalty stuff, everything. Right. His manager was the one that guided me. Yeah. So like, if anybody wants to know about all that ownership stuff, like definitely tap in with my Instagram, because like on some real shit, like this game is about ownership. If 100%. You do not own your publishing, you do not own your music, and you do not own the copyrights, like you're sitting there and you're gonna look dumb like Glorilla did.
Right. Literally. And everybody else is making money.
Literally, you're gonna look dumb.
Yeah,
because the label's gonna make the
you.
money off of you if they get that track and they know it's hot.
Right.
The beat maker, if you don't own the exclusive, is gonna own that shit off of you.
Right.
And then that other artist could finagle it where they get the copyright off of you because you didn't copyright it first. So you always have to keep in mind, like, these rappers are hustlers.
Big time. 100%.
And for all the rappers that exist that are local, like, we're all hustlers too, but you gotta understand, they're hustlers on a different level.
Big time.
But, so yeah, I did go out to Detroit eventually.
Mm-hmm. You guys shoot a video?
Yep, we shot the video.
Dope.
Unfortunately, the video is not done. I have to go back out to Detroit.
Okay.
To be honest, I have to go back out to Detroit. I have to shoot some more scenes. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily on my end of the video shoot, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not really going to divulge the details, but what I will say, for as cool as Bizarre is, on my retrospective things, it's like any of us who grew up with a hip-hop legend that we've always wanted to work with. It doesn't matter what generation. You can name off whatever rapper. Yep. I've been around enough generations of rap music where I could be like, oh, yeah. You're going to see what happens.
Hell yeah.
But I kind of got a glimpse into what really was the case with the work ethic and everything, where you can just tell, like, some people get to a certain point in their lives where the hunger just doesn't need to exist for them.
They already made it. Yeah.
And I'm being real polite about this. I'm being real polite about it. Because the day that everything occurred, and I was with this dude Slim, and we was chilling, and I remember he looked at me, he was like, bro, you like you really want to, like, you're really mad, aren't you? Like, I'll put it that way. I was really mad that day because a lot of changes occurred at the last minute. Okay. And I had checked in with his manager to see, like, you know, if he was okay shooting at 8 Mile and all that. Right. Then he didn't want to shoot outdoors, then this, that, and the third. We got the video done to the point that we got done, but on a professional level, it just was like, for all the planning that I did beforehand and all the time and energy I took to try to get everything right, to try to get people in that video,
felt like you went
try to
hard.
Make it a big production thing, like, my plans don't always go that way. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted some old women from Detroit in that. I wanted an abandoned nursing home. I wanted
Right,
some
right.
like horrific comedy thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I didn't bring no dolls with me today. I should have.
Oh, you normally would roll with some dolls?
Yeah, no. So another thing, this is where I got the Grandma's Boy mantra at the end of the day, was because there was one point during the video shoot where like I go to Bazaar and I'm like trying to hand him the Annabelle doll, like, you want to fuck with the Annabelle doll?
Yeah,
bro?
man.
Like, you want to like you want to fake fuck this shit? Like, I'm on my okay. So guys, like, I watch a lot of South Park, so
Yeah,
like
okay.
I'm kind of fucked up in the way I think. Like, I was in the studio today and I was literally like, tacos, burritos, I am headed for Lopez. Like, I was like, I gotta get that out of my system before I like record. Like, so the way I am, like, I am what you would call an urban hippie. So
Okay.
I I like to take drugs. I like to have fun. I like to be lit. I like to, I like to
Enjoy life,
I like,
man.
so like,
Word.
out of the group of people that I chill with, the close-knit group of people, like, they can tell you literally, like, I'm the one who's like the one who didn't grow up out of being that class clown type person.
Yeah. But
It's
you
not-
carried
it's
over
not-
to a career, though, you know?
Yeah, it's not like I'm always trying to carry that class clown element, because these same people will tell you, like, that same person will get real serious with the shit, like, when it comes down to it. If you want to have a real serious conversation, like, you're gonna come to find out that this person is a lot more layered than just in the, like, I just was brought up in a world where it's like, being comedic is like the best medicine for like everybody at the end of the day. And
Comedy, yes.
like with the COVID shit, it really kind of helped because you had BFB the Pac-Man kind of swoop in, and this dude really kind of regenerated that comedy kind of like element to things.
Yeah.
And this is around the same time that I was starting to get this comedy element of things out as Mermayo with the fish sauce and songs like. Back then, like, y'all saw it on the white chocolate mayo. It looks like it's a new release, but like
Right.
back then I had made the tacos joint. So that tacos GWB joint, that really funny EDM joint, I made that like 2 or 3 years ago. Bavarian Cream, I made like 2 or 3 years ago. So I was always making these comedy tracks. I just wasn't dropping all of them right away. And even then, I'm not trying to just be a comedy music artist. Like, I sing too.
Okay.
I have more mainstream stuff. Like, if you look at my catalog, I have things like Strawberry Fields. I
Yeah, I've
have
seen that,
things
Strawberry
like Keep It
Fields.
100.
Yeah, what about the Red Abortion?
That's a funny track. But
Yeah.
that's
Is that with the honey chopsticks?
No, I got 3 altogether.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. So the chopsticks is related to it, though, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
all related.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not going to get into too many details about this, but basically it is about a chick.
Okay.
All right, but I don't want to get this misconstrued because
You know who you are.
no,
exactly who
wait. No, because I might get phone calls on this, so I want to make this clear to the person that thought it was about them. I want to clarify that again. I've already clarified this a million times, but I'm going to clarify this for the last time.
Yeah.
It wasn't about that person. And should I ever get the diss track I was told I was going to get about it,
Oh, boy.
I'm going to put it this way. I have a third one in the arsenal that I've never dropped.
You don't want the smoke. Is what
Like,
you're saying.
no, basically.
don't want that
No, like,
smoke.
basically.
What you're saying is you got a rebuttal already.
Like,
you
no,
know?
like, basically,
Juice.
I've been had the rebuttal.
Yeah.
The thing is like I chose not to drop because I'm like, okay, you want to make a fuss about the second chopstick joint.
Right.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Make your fuss about it. But now, should you ever want to retaliate on me,
It's already
it's
in
like
the arsenal.
that third one is just gonna really
Locked and
put it
loaded.
all
Locked,
home.
Yeah.
Because the third one is called Fatality. So you got Chopstick, you
shit.
got Chopstick Red Abortion,
Finish him.
and you got Chopstick Fatality. Yeah, I go on my MK shit with it. I really
Word,
bring
word.
some MK lines into it. And I get real angry about it because it's like the conclusion where I'm like, like,
Right.
I'm so pissed at this person who did this to me and made me have to do these tracks. And that's how I felt about it. So I have it in the arsenal. I just have never dropped it on
Right.
purpose, just
Right.
because
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
I'm cool with not dropping it for now, but I will drop it in the future.
Word.
I have plans on it.
Word. Well,
There has to be a
looking forward to that
conclusion.
shit.
There has to be a conclusion because you got Chopstick Red Abortion.
Yeah.
Now you need the finale to it all to
Finish
end
him.
it. And for the record, the person who it's about knows it's about them. I actually had a confrontation with them and I kind of blurted it out. I'm like, oh
boy.
yeah, I made a whole trilogy of tracks about you, you dumb, you
Right,
dumb
right,
bitch. Da, da, da.
Right.
That's crazy.
But
That's wild, yo. That's some wild shit, yo.
Yo, listen. I was in a scenario with this chick where I was in the hood, I was in the projects, and have y'all ever jumped out of a bitch's room's window?
Of course.
Like, yeah.
We was all young.
Yeah.
My first time I had to jump out the window, bro. That shit was
Bro.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, I did it.
Bro,
Cool. I'll never, nah.
Nah.
Haitian
Never be me.
Haitian
The
mom.
parents usually like me, so they let me inside. You get me?
A Haitian
Don't
mom.
play,
Oh,
bro.
you're done.
They don't
Nah,
play.
yeah,
She was
nah.
trying to break down that door. I was like, oh hell no. I'm like, you
better
know what?
get it right.
I'm glad I didn't get my dick out because you know what? I'm going home. I got my belt on. I got my pants on. I'm out. I was like, your window. Let me open up your window real quick. And then everybody was chilling in the hood that night, so it was mad funny because I hopped out the window and then everybody kind of figured it out. Oh, this dude's fucking this bitch. And I'm like, ah! I'm like, ah!
Yeah, I mean, that's you. That's you. That's you. That's you out the window. Oh shit.
And the funniest part is I'm not prone to do things like that. So they're all looking at me like, what the fuck happened? Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, and I'm like, nah, this bitch's mom's going crazy. I had to get out the window. I couldn't even walk out through the fucking front door. I just did some hood shit. Like, what?
He's about to get a Haitian acid when is what he's about to get.
Yeah,
Those-
I was
them
about to
shits
get
is
some
not
voodoo on
nice.
my life.
You know what I'm saying? I think you had something you wanted to add on?
Since we're on the topic of women, man, you know what I'm saying? I heard that you like wrestling. There's like one wrestler, a diva in particular that you like, man. She might be watching this, so you know what I'm saying?
Are we talking
Get
about
shot.
Nikita?
Nikita Lyon, man.
Ooh, Nikita.
Hey, look. Hey,
What's going on,
I'm not a
Nikita?
snitch. I don't
Hey,
snitch.
listen, I heard when I went to Houston, right? Or maybe even if it was not Houston, I heard that Nikita Lyons used to be a rapper.
Word?
And she's thick. She's thick. But you know what? I do watch wrestling and no lie, like I could name off a couple of these hoes in wrestling.
Whoa.
Nah, I went to
Those
War
bitches
Games.
can fuck you
Nah,
up, dog.
I'm about to get
Listen,
Don't get me beat up by one of them girls.
Listen. Let's be real. I got two of them that are already in the main roster that would do that. That is Raquel Rodriguez or
Okay.
Raquel Gonzalez or however you want to call her, and then Rhea Ripley. Yeah, and then actually Bianca Belair too. Now if Nia Jax was still in WWE, I'd be like, yeah, Nia Jax is a big
Right.
ass bitch.
Right. I'll be tagging all y'all who he just mentioned. Don't worry about it.
But no, Nikita Lyons,
Yeah.
I love her.
Yo, shoot your shot right now, right? So if Nikita Lyon walk in the room, what's your first
That's her
move?
right there.
Right now.
What's my first move?
Yeah, you just gotta let her know. You gotta let
Why
her
haven't you won the NXT Women's Championship?
Ooh, right into wrestling.
know.
I would literally go into some wrestling shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd be
What's
like,
going on, man?
I'd be like, why you letting Zoe Stark throw you out of a battle royal and shit? Like, you too thick for that. Like, you got a big old,
You know what though? You know what? That's when you set up, right? You show her how to wrestle, show her how to win the belt.
Yeah,
Cause I heard
man.
you got a belt too, man.
I do.
You know how you show somebody how to play golf? Like
You know
show a
what?
girl how to
I
play
do
golf?
got a
I heard you
belt.
got a belt.
You know what? I do got a belt. And you know what I was watching too? I was watching some like it's called like Combat Zone Wrestling. It was from back in 1999. And some of these wrestlers that are around now in
Were in that
WWE
league?
and shit,
Okay.
and a bunch of these wrestlers from CZW were in the movie The Wrestler. So if
Okay.
you haven't seen that shit, it's
yeah.
with Mickey Rourke
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
I had to watch. I watched it again with my boy, and I was like, "Yo, wait a minute! Now that I'm watching this CZW shit, I'm starting to understand. Okay, there's this dude, and this dude, and this dude,
All the
and
different,
this dude."
all the different leagues. Yeah.
But that's the type of wrestling I would bring in some backyard wrestling shit if I was putting up the belt. Like, we gotta go extreme with it.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta
I mean,
go extreme. We gotta ball
I mean,
out.
for me, myself, and I'm
too small, so
I don't know. I'll take some thumbtacks. I'll take some
You're
thumbtacks
good.
to the back, I guess. But
ECW was
That's a
Yeah.
my favorite
yeah,
era.
I got somebody who wants to challenge me for the belt.
Oh.
And
So you won that belt in a spot in a competition, or you had that already?
I just bought it.
Oh, you just had it?
So like at these WWE events, they got the kiosk and all that.
Yeah, with the replicas and shit.
You know, it's great for the kids. Like a lot of times you want to buy a shirt for the kid or whatever. I don't have kids, so
Okay.
you know, I never had a wrestling belt, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy one. And I had a couple of choices. Like I was hoping to find the old school Intercontinental belts, like the white or yellow or black
yeah,
ones.
yeah.
But they had the Ultimate Warrior WWF belt, and I was like, you know what? I'm a trippy ass individual. Like I'm a hippie ass individual. I like fucking shrooms and colors and all that shit. So I'm like, I will fuck with this belt. And then that belt appeared in those videos. And it's funny because Sauce White, shout out to Sauce White, by the way. Shout out to Travis Goff. And I have another shout out, not to interrupt this wrestling combo,
go ahead.
but I have to give a shout out to the guy I'm tapped in with right now. His name is LA Fame. Look him up on Instagram. Original LA Fame.
Shout out.
He's a marketer. He's actually one of the reasons why my growth has been able to kind of occur, which kind of leads into the conclusion that whether you like it or not, in this music industry, if you want to get yourself known, you don't have to be talented. You just have to have the money. You have to have the bag behind yourself.
Yeah,
That's
the
what it is.
capital they call it. You gotta have capital.
Like all these dudes in the industry put money behind themselves, whether they're signed to major labels or not. They put money and they bet behind themselves because they believe in what the fuck they're doing in the first place.
Yeah,
so
100%. Even starting just from the recording sessions, they're putting money,
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of dollars into
but
recording.
like it took me years on years to kind of understand this. Like I was one of those people who thought, oh yeah, I could sit back, just let the hood hear my music and let them spread the word to other people.
Right.
And it doesn't work that way.
Game changed.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10,
definitely
9 times out of 10, honestly, like the majority of people are on this like 24 hours, next 24 hours, next 24 hours, next 24 hours. That's why
Right.
a lot of people can't stay relevant nowadays in music. Because people are likely to find someone new.
Yeah,
The way
attention.
people like go through like media is so fast. Like
Yeah.
everything is at the click of a button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If shit don't catch your eye, bro, no one's gonna stop and listen to the
Like-
Right.
Like,
It's just content
you know what I'm saying?
related.
Let's
Yeah,
go to
like
the
social
SoundCloud,
media,
put it
social
like-
media brought us into that wave. Like
I
real
say it all the
talk.
time. I say it all the time. Like, and I'm sure you can agree that like you're in. I say this every episode. I feel like, but your internet presence really is
Oh, yeah.
your bread nowadays. Like, there's no reason why we
Yeah.
have all these websites at our utilization on a phone, which you used to have to
No.
go on all the different
wait.
things.
I want to say this though. You don't have to be a social media influencer at the
Right,
same
right.
time.
Right.
You have to make yourself prevalent on the internet, but you don't have to post every single day on
Right.
the internet.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get that because I think some people get caught in this little like loophole of insanity where they're like, yeah, so I have to post today. I have to
Right.
post something. I have to post
almost
something.
narcissistic,
And
yeah.
It actually kind of happened to me once when my growth was building a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, oh well, let me just post a quick video of the dog right here
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
side eye and all that.
Right. On.
Nikita, get at me.
You heard him.
I got a championship belt for you, bitch.
I wish you brought it, man. Damn, I thought you was gonna bring it.
You know, I wish I brought the dolls, honestly.
Oh yeah. So I want to switch gears real quick because I watched your Vero G interview, which was I thought very insightful to who you are as a person. You know what I mean?
And you wonder why I grabbed the wrestling belt, huh?
Right.
That's really why I grabbed one, because I won that show, got the interview, and I was allowed to. It was my idea to present that idea of having a belt, and this dude was like, "No, that's my belt."
Yeah,
Right.
right.
But anyways,
Yeah, no. So, anyways, you had said something really important because we're around the same age. I just turned 40. You're
Okay.
38. And you had mentioned something about like older heads, like and music nowadays. Like, you're not trying to be like, because we're from the same generation, Wu-Tang, fucking all that dope shit. But I hate when people try to think I'm gonna always just be listening to the old school shit. I'm tapped in right now to all the new shit. I listen to new young shit. I don't listen to no old shit. I really don't.
Well,
So but you kind of, you didn't say the same thing, but you kind of said you don't like it when older heads try to say, bro, because you're older, you should be like in this lane or that lane. And you said, no, I like fucking with the young artists. I like the new waves and the new sounds and shit. And I wanted you to kind of more elaborate on that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of can in a certain way. It's not going to connect at first, but like when I was younger, I listened to like Rage Against the Machine. And one day, okay, so if y'all remember their first album, they had that track.
On Parade?
They had that track "Killing in the Name of," and if you guys remember this, it was talking about like a school shooting type of scenario.
Yep.
So my dad sees this, and I don't think he listened to the song, but he automatically put it to like Columbine. And
Okay, yeah.
so it's just, that's not going to really connect, but the way that the older generations from like you and I thought,
Yeah.
they were so stubborn to going to the new generation. So this is
100%.
where the connection.
Yeah,
I knew I was going to get the connection.
Yeah.
So the older generations, in a sense, like they don't want to adapt to all the new stuff. Like
Right.
they'll adapt to new things,
Certain shit.
but they're gonna do it on their time and their energy. And another good example of that is like my dad was not the type to ever embrace a cell phone. And as many times as I told him, like, you need this in case like you need to call me for an emergency or something happens to you and I need to know where you are and you can't get to the landline. But he never embraced that because he was stubborn. So like when I say that the old heads gotta kind of get stuck out of their ways, it's literally like I get like you and I
get
can
it.
respect
Yeah.
what they're saying. It's like
100%.
I get what you're saying. I'm always gonna be stuck to the old music. I'm
Yeah.
always gonna be stuck to the 90s. I'm always gonna listen to Pac. I'm always gonna listen to KRS. I'm always gonna listen to Biggie, Wu-Tang, all that. I got a fucking Wu-Tang hoodie. I worked a fucking Wu-Tang show as security.
Hell yeah.
So never in any age or generation can you say that the old heads will, or the new heads will never try to give the old music a chance.
Yeah.
It's just the new heads are just so geared to what's going on in the now and the present and all that, and they feel like
Right.
everybody has to be on board with the now and the present
Yeah, I
because
know.
things go in trends. So like this drill rap, not everybody's on board with the drill rap. Not everyone listens to it. Like I know a handful of people who do not listen to drill rap until someone else puts drill rap in front of their face and they listen to it.
Right.
This is what happened with me and Jay-Z. Coincidentally, this is how Jay-Z and me got connected in music, because I never really listened to Jay-Z when I was young. I listened to Biggie and Redman and some East Coast artists, but never listened to Jay-Z. I probably listened to Nas before Jay-Z, actually. To be
Okay.
honest with you, I listened to Nas before Jay-Z.
Illmatic.
You Can Hate Me Now.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, 8th grade, like, it was
Yeah. And that
DMX
was,
and
like, a little
Nas.
bit later,
It,
yeah.
like, 8th grade, 1999, it was DMX and Nas. Those were the waves. Jay-Z was not the wave where I was
DMX
going
was
to
the wave,
school.
too, yeah.
Nobody was bumping Jay-Z. All right, so I get to fucking college, and all of a sudden, between high school and college, Jay-Z got shoved in my face to the point where whether I like Jay-Z or not, I just had to adapt to the fact that this dude was around.
Everybody's listening to him,
And
yeah.
eventually I started listening to him and you know, I started listening to the lyrics and I was like, okay, like I fuck with Jay-Z's lyrics, like this dude gets deep with it, da da da. But nowadays I don't listen to Jay-Z. You know, I fell apart from that after like I think it was like the Black Album and Kingdom Come and
I like the
Actually,
Black Album.
no.
Didn't Eminem,
No.
Didn't Eminem produce that one track on the Black Album?
I'm gonna tell you what it was. Cause I ain't worried about getting killed or none of that shit, so I don't care what the fucking beans
nah,
I
you
spill.
good,
We all
yeah.
know about Jay-Z.
Yeah,
you know,
you
like,
good, you good.
All right,
Yo, Jay-Z,
it
I
was
fuck with
Magna Carta, Holy Grail. If y'all listen to
Yeah, I
that
like that
album,
idea.
right? If y'all listen to that album and you listen to that track Heaven, and if you didn't really listen to that track Heaven for what it was, that dude was being super fucking blasphemous towards heaven. He was talking about hell and that whole shit,
Yeah.
and how our heaven is based around a hell or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really get into the details of the depth of it, but if you really listen to the track, subliminally, that dude Jay is just saying way too much on a satanic end
So
of things.
who are you listening to now? Like newer artists? Who are you listening to?
I
like?
listen to a lot of Sauce Camp.
Okay.
How new are we talking?
Well,
we
I mean, we
talking
could talk.
now?
Yeah, I'm talking now.
Like, what do you wake up?
Past
what's the first
3
thing you put
years.
on? What do you put on?
Honestly, ever since I've actually met these dudes, I've been bumping a lot of the Sauce Camp. Like,
Okay.
I'll bump Duke Deuce. Cause I think Duke
I like
Deuce.
Duke Deuce.
I like Duke Deuce. I don't give a shit
Yeah.
on that.
That shit
What the
hard.
fuck?
Yeah.
And then
lit.
and
Yeah.
then he got the dollar shit, and
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I gotta make a track with this motherfucker. But no, over the years, I'll put it this way. Over the years, I've listened to dudes like Chinks. I've listened to Max B.
R.I.P.
I've listened to French. I've
Yo,
listened
Yo,
to.
April, he's coming home.
I've listened to ASAP Ferg, ASAP
Yes.
Rocky. I've listened to Ray Shremmerd. Holy shit, I've listened
Yeah.
to a lot more artists than I fucking am.
You like
thinking of.
Lil Uzi and people like that? Or
I've listened to some
Trippie Redd and
I've
shit?
listened to some Lil Uzi. I don't listen to Trippie Redd. It's not anything
Personal,
really.
yeah.
I don't listen to
not-
Trippie
you're not
Redd.
into
It's
it. You
not
like
my-
Yeet?
Huh?
You like Yeet?
Yeet, I've heard about. I've listened to a few songs. Yeah,
He's alright,
sort
man.
of,
Yeah.
sort of. I mean, I try to find different artists. Like, you know, like
It's a plan.
there's this one white dude. There's this one white dude named like Cal Scrubby. I don't know if you've ever heard of this dude or
Nah,
not, but
nah.
he's like me. He's like really funny with it, and he's just like this funny ass white rapper. I don't know. I can't explain it. So like I try to listen to everybody as much as I can. Like I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna say this, and there might be some haters towards this, but I think J. Cole is a better rapper than Kendrick Lamar, and I stand
God.
on that.
On God.
I stand on
On
that.
God. On God.
And it's not a West Coast, East
I
Coast
personally-
thing.
I love
it's
Kendrick.
not.
I don't see the
J.
huge
Cole,
deal. I
J.
don't.
Cole is better.
I don't see the huge deal about Kendrick. I know people gonna fucking hate me for that.
J. Cole is just better.
J. Cole, bro.
Wait.
Bro, J. Cole is
I
out of
love
this.
Cole, bro.
Bro.
He's just like
Kendrick's dope.
Kendrick
he's
is
more
deep.
Of a, he's more of a, like a painter.
Kendrick is deep.
Like an artist.
Okay, yeah.
He's more of a, and
Yeah,
J.
like an
Cole.
artist.
Yeah.
J. Cole's
I think J. Cole's
Yeah.
better though.
J. Cole's a better rapper.
They're both
Kendrick's a
dope.
better
This
artist.
is
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like it's really like that, bro.
the J. Cole and Kendrick thing though is I just thought of this. I'm like, it's kind of like the Biggie Tupac argument. Like,
Right,
who was
right.
better?
And I'm tired of hearing about that argument. Believe me.
Yeah.
That's why I listen. That's why I said I'm
Because
older head who
I'm
don't
a-
listen
I'm
to
a-
old music because I've been hearing it for so long.
I'm gonna push you this way because like I've never gotten that question asked about who I think is better.
Yeah.
But given that I grew up with Biggie, and given the fact that I found out that Biggie was the type that wouldn't write his lyrics and
Yeah,
all that,
yeah.
I sided towards that end of things at first.
I was a huge Biggie
But then enough people came in my life that showed me what Tupac was and showed me the music he made
Genius,
and the
yeah.
influence he made on everything, and it kind of became a different kind of two-sided picture where it's like, this is how I view this.
Right.
Tupac is an artist.
Yeah.
Biggie is a street rapper
Right.
that can tell you about how the streets are gonna go. Pac will tell you sort of how the streets are gonna go, but he's gonna tell you on a more political level.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you more on a level that
Super political.
if you're in that revolutionary mind state where you want to make an uprising, you want to make a whole change.
he
on
fucking
a
did it.
large
Yeah.
scale.
That's a good way to
That's
put
a Tupac. Biggie is talking about selling crack rock
the
on
hustlers.
block and all that.
Baby,
And it's
baby.
like,
That's real shit.
For real.
if you think about it, both those aspects have carried themselves, and then it just over the years it's become different over
Right.
time. Anyway, new rappers, Key Glock's one of them.
Okay, Key Glock. Yeah. I like Key Glock.
And he locked up right
There's
now?
not.
Key Glock?
Is he? He
There's
might be.
not.
I think so.
Key Glock?
Yeah. He's not
No.
locked up right now?
No.
Honestly,
I'll think about Kid
you know, like
Kid
the
Glock.
more rappers that get locked up or die, it just becomes harder for me to like kind of listen to certain artists. Like there are certain artists that are influences towards me through other people. Like Derez Deshawn is one of them, definitely.
Right.
Who else? Fredo Santana was one of them. Like when the Chief Keef Fredo Santana songs came, like I
Yeah.
fucked with Fredo Santana
R.I.P.
more.
man, R.I.P.
I actually said this on IG, so I don't even care if I say this again because they're kind of coming to terms with each other. But I've always fucked with Fredo Bang more than NBA Youngboy.
I like Fredo Bang.
I've always fucked with King Von more than Lil Durk. I've always fucked with Styles P more than Jadakiss. So sometimes when you get a
Okay.
group of rappers, like I always fucked with Lloyd Banks more than 50.
Okay.
So when you get them groups,
Really?
yeah.
That's a hot
Yeah.
take. That's a hot take.
Oh,
That's a
no.
good take.
I got one for y'all. On the Migos, Takeoff was who I fucked with.
easily.
Takeoff was
Nah,
the best.
nah. Let's keep
Easily,
it. Nah,
bro.
let's keep something
Easily.
real though. When Migos first came out, I wasn't hearing that kind of jib jabber about Takeoff. Everybody was talking about Quavo or Offset at
They
first.
were like the more.
Nobody
forefront.
was talking about
He was
Takeoff.
always
You know, it's that
Like,
academics
right,
interview
Yeah.
with Joe Buttons that really.
Yeah.
We were like, who the. Oh, there's a third nigga in there?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna cap. I kind of was like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
and Bougie
But then I
was
started listening and I'm like,
yeah.
he's an
Yeah.
assassin, bro.
And rest in peace to Takeoff, of course. But
Rocket.
yeah, like even with like you just name it, like Chevy Woods, I fucked
Yeah.
with. But I also fucked with Wiz Khalifa a lot. So like with Chevy Woods and
The
Wiz
goats.
Khalifa, it was kind of conjunctional.
Yeah.
I was like I could listen to both of y'all.
Right.
But I don't like. Oh, with the baby and Stunner for Vegas, I
Okay.
like Stunner for Vegas.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Facts.
Son for Vegas is
I like a lot
fire.
of facts,
Yeah.
bro.
And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Right.
personally, given what all the backlash that the baby's gone through over the years, like Stunner for Vegas should have taken that time. And I know he's a loyal one, and that's why I gotta hold back on this, but I can't. It's like that's the point in time where you create the win for that whole brand.
Right.
Like that's where Stunner for Vegas should have come in and stepped in and
Yeah.
been like, "Fuck the backlash he's going through. I'm gonna start dropping shit.
Right.
I'm gonna
Keep
I'm gonna
this
bring
shit
that noise
relevant.
elsewhere." Type
Yeah.
shit. That's why you have to have a team of people up
Deflect.
to a point
Yep.
because someone might get into some shit. And then that other artist comes in on some like, you know what, this may not work out to our advantage, but on a political wave, this might get you and all the heat on you off of you. Like if I was ever to sign artists and then I'm still making music and I don't have any of the drama, but then this dude who I signed, who's my investment, who's my one of my money grab bag
Yeah.
type
Right,
situations
right.
where I'm like, I gotta make money off you too.
Right.
It's like, okay, I gotta divert the attention from you. So I have to bring
Got to deflect that
I
shit.
have to bring that negative energy away from this brand
Right.
because it's gonna still carry you for a little bit, but I have to make this as successful as it can be type shit.
Facts.
Bullshit.
Facts.
Weezy did that when fucking he went to jail, bro.
Yeah.
And then Drake came.
Drake came, he was
Yeah.
the forefront.
Yeah.
I seen
Yeah.
him perform too when Weezy was locked up. That shit was
Yeah,
dope.
like a lot of these marketing things that I bring up are not anything original. It's not anything.
Yeah.
It's
It's been
like you
done.
don't have to sit there. Yeah, like NBA YoungBoy conquered the YouTube market. He figured it out, and then I sat there. I was like, oh well, let me drop videos before and that shit's been working out. Like it's
Right.
crazy how that's been working out, but. Drop videos before audio. People want videos. They don't
100%.
They want the audio, but you know nowadays everything is so streamlined to the point where I can just go on YouTube
That goes
to
back
streamline
into
my audio.
to how you
I-
talking about the engagement. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, are you
Right.
if I send you some music, right, and I'm like, yo, all right, so like, you trying to listen to my song on SoundCloud or this platform, or you trying to go watch my music video?
Right. You're right.
That's
Immediately
all.
go to
You
the
know
what I'm
music
saying?
video.
Because
bro.
people
100%.
want to see it's oh man, people love visuals.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Images
if
and
you go
everything.
back
They wanna
to
see it, they
when
wanna touch it,
if you
feel it,
go
all that,
back to
yeah.
when movies were first made with that first Man on the Moon movie, if y'all ever watch it, it's like a silent movie. It's very
Yeah.
short. It's very special effects, like
Right.
1919 or some shit
Shout out
like
Stanley
that.
Kubrick.
This is so I passionately want to be a filmmaker before a music artist. I'll put it that way. So I studied film a lot. I went to college for this shit. But the first movie ever made was a visual, mad simple. It was literally a 5-minute thing about someone going to the moon. And from there, everybody started being like, "Oh, I need to like watch like what's like I gotta watch everything that's being
Yeah,
dictated to me."
yeah.
And that's how eventually video games became. Because if you guys notice now with video games,
Right.
the amount of story that we pay attention to that we actually don't skip over.
Oh,
where
Call of Duty,
I don't know if
every
y'all
day.
said this, but I'm like, yo, video games are like way better than movies right now.
Yeah.
Like, I could
God,
watch a
bro.
whole
Yeah,
90
storyline,
hours of this
storylines.
shit.
Yeah,
Y'all ever
yeah,
played
yeah.
Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
one with
of
the
course.
91 hours of story where
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I can't skip this,
Crazy.
but damn, that
Right,
story's
right.
fucking
Right.
good.
Yeah, that shit's fire.
91
So,
hours too. That's a
With the music
it's a
now,
nice game.
it's not so much that people don't want to bump shit in their car. It's that the reason that people are stuck bumping audio in the car, and even then, people are not necessarily stuck doing that if you don't have your kids and you just have your mistress or some shit like
Oh,
that.
shit.
You could play your music videos in your car if you want now, but people still are ingrained in the idea that you can, while you're driving, you have to keep your hands off the phone, so you have to play the audio. So
Yeah.
if these restrictions weren't in place, people would just be playing videos, music videos all the damn time. Like
But I
nobody
think
would.
like
Hold
initial.
on, real quick. We're running out of time.
Yeah,
I think we should do a part 2.
we should.
You down to do a part 2?
Everybody wants to do a part 2 with me on interviews.
Because we have so much
Yeah,
good
more questions,
content.
yeah.
Man. So
Great
much good
comments.
content.
We might only need another hour for it though.
Yeah. No, I mean, we definitely got to.
Nah, we can do a part 2.
Yeah, we should do a part 2.
Let me know.
But this is gonna be part 1. This is Mayo right here, all right? MurrMayo. I need you to check him out online. Look him up. Google. I googled him. You can Google him. Look him up. His Instagram is official underscore.
Original _ Mayo.
And all right, and check him out on Spotify.
Mayo.
Mayo. And I want to shout out my co-host, D Block the Party. Syph GTTB. This is episode 12. And real quick, shout out to the sponsors. We're at right now, Go House Studios, Hustle Killer, and Born Center Management. Get ready to see this episode. It's going to be dropping on you. And make sure you check out Mayo.
And
He's
there will be
hilarious. And there will be a part 2. We're going to talk about all types of shit. So yeah, we out here. Loud Talk Podcast. Kiki.